Something about this moment feels different, doesn't it? You may not be able to fully explain it, but there is a quiet awareness stirring inside you. Not panic, not fear, just a subtle sense that something beneath the surface has been shifting. That feeling is not imagination. It is perception awakening. And the reason you found this message right now is because your awareness is beginning to notice what your mind once overlooked. For a long time, you have been moving forward with sincerity. You try to believe the best about people. You gave the benefit of the doubt when situations felt uncertain. You stayed patient when communication felt unclear. You told yourself that maybe you were overthinking. Maybe you were reading too deeply into small details. But deep down, something in you kept noticing patterns. Small inconsistencies. Moments when someone's words didn't fully match their actions. Subtle shifts in energy after you share good news. A change in tone when your progress became visible. You dismissed many of those signals because you didn't want conflict, because you believed maturity meant tolerance, because you believed that loyalty meant overlooking imperfections. But awareness has been growing within you, quietly collecting information your conscious mind didn't want to confront. Listen carefully. Not every challenge in your life came from obvious opposition. Some resistance arrived disguised as normal interaction. It arrived through subtle discouragement, through quiet undermining, through someone planting small seeds of doubt at moments when you needed clarity. The hidden enemy rarely announces itself loudly. It rarely appears as dramatic betrayal. Most of the time, it operates through subtle erosion, small comments, gentle criticism masked as concern, hesitation when you share excitement, reluctance when you need support. You have felt this. The strange silence after you talked about an opportunity. The mild sarcasm when you spoke about your ambitions. The way someone redirected conversations away from your growth. None of those moments were large enough to start an argument. Yet together, they created a quiet pressure around you. And over time, that pressure made you question yourself. But here is what you must understand now. Your awareness is sharpening because truth is beginning to surface. There has been someone in your environment whose presence carried more resistance than encouragement. Not necessarily someone who openly wished harm, but someone who felt unsettled by your direction. Someone who struggled quietly with comparison. Someone who could tolerate you, but not your momentum. This person may have smiled in front of you. They may have shared conversations with you. They may have even appeared supportive at times. But underneath that surface, their energy was conflicted. Your growth forced them to confront their own stagnation. Your discipline reminded them of their own inconsistency. Your courage highlighted the risks they avoided. And instead of transforming themselves, they unconsciously tried to slow your movement. Not dramatically, just enough to keep you uncertain, just enough to make you hesitate, just enough to keep you explaining yourself. Pause for a moment. Think about the past few weeks. Has there been someone whose reactions to your progress felt slightly uncomfortable? Someone who seemed supportive in words, but distant in energy? Someone whose presence left you feeling drained after conversations instead of strengthened? You noticed it, but you try to rationalize it. You told yourself you were being too sensitive. You told yourself that everyone has their own struggles. And you were right. But compassion does not require blindness. Listen closely now. The reason this awareness is surfacing is not to create paranoia, is not to make you distrust everyone around you, is simply revealing where your energy should no longer be invested without boundaries. Not everyone who stands near you is meant to walk beside you. Some people are temporary observers in your journey. Some are quiet competitors. Some are teachers who reveal where your trust must evolve. But here is the turning point. The influence that once confused you is losing its power. The subtle emotional pressure you felt is beginning to dissolve because your internal clarity is strengthening. The moment you recognize a pattern, its ability to control your emotions weakens. And that is exactly what is happening now. You're starting to see people more clearly. You're noticing who celebrates your progress naturally and who struggles to maintain enthusiasm. You're noticing who offers constructive guidance and who subtly shifts conversations toward doubt. This awareness is protection through truth. You do not need confrontation to create distance. You do not need dramatic endings to create boundaries. Sometimes the most powerful response is a simple recalibration. You stop sharing certain plans. You reduce emotional exposure. You become selective with your energy. And suddenly, the influence that once affected your confidence disappears. Because hidden resistance thrives on access. Once access changes, its impact fades. There is another important truth you must understand. The presence of a hidden enemy does not mean you have failed. In many cases, it means you are advancing. Progress naturally reveals contrast. As your direction becomes clearer, the difference between alignment and misalignment becomes impossible to ignore. And that contrast is valuable. It teaches you discernment. It teaches you emotional independence. It teaches you how to protect your focus without becoming hardened or bitter. You are not meant to carry resentment. You are meant to carry wisdom. The person whose energy felt misaligned may not even realize the effect they created. Their insecurity may have been unconscious. Their subtle resistance may have been rooted in fear rather than malice. But regardless of their intention, your responsibility is clarity, not accusation. Clarity. You now know which conversations leave you inspired and which leave you uncertain. You now know which relationships reinforce your confidence and which slowly erode it. That knowledge is power. From this point forward, your circle becomes intentional. Your goals become quieter until they are ready to manifest. Your energy becomes focused on action instead of explanation. And something remarkable begins to happen when you make that shift. Your progress accelerates. Because energy that was once wasted on emotional tension becomes available for forward movement. Opportunities appear more clearly. Your thinking becomes sharper. Your decisions become calmer. And the influence of hidden resistance fades into the background. You are not losing people. You are refining your environment. The path ahead of you requires mental clarity and emotional stability. It requires relationships that reinforce your focus rather than dilute it. It requires trust that is mutual, not conditional. And as your awareness strengthens, the right people will naturally become more visible. Those who genuinely support your growth will feel lighter to be around. Their encouragement will feel effortless. Their reactions to your success will carry genuine pride rather than hidden tension. You will recognize them immediately because authentic support feels peaceful. No competition, no satellisqueriment, no quiet comparison, just alignment. And as that alignment forms around you, you will realize that the hidden resistance you once sensed was never strong enough to stop your path. It only delayed your clarity. But now your clarity is here, stronger, sharper, unshakable. The next phase of your journey will not be defined by who stood against you. It will be defined by how clearly you now see the path ahead. Trust your instincts. Trust the signals you once ignored. Trust the awareness growing inside you. It is guiding you toward a circle that reflects your future, not your past. If this message resonates and you feel the truth of it settling in your mind, write 222 in the comments as a quiet declaration that you see clearly now and you are choosing alignment over confusion as you move forward.